No matter what your rating is, you've definitely played the Italian chess opening once in your life, but most people don't know about this opening, and those who do probably play it in the wrong way. I'm here to explain. Let's dive in. Starting moves are simple: e4, e5, nf3, nc6, and then bishop c4. The most common reply from black is either bishop to c5 or knight to f6. Let's start with knight to f6. Now, you have full authority to play knight to g5, and this attack is known as the fried liver attack, where your two pieces, the bishop and knight, put pressure on black's kingside pawn. A most common reply from black is pawn to d5, blocking the bishop's attack on this pawn. Simply capture it with your pawn. Black takes. Now we are going to sacrifice this knight by playing knight f7. Black's king captures. Queen f3, check. Black's king has 5 squares to move. If black's king goes to these 3 squares, then capture the knight and proceed with your game. But if he goes for g8, then capture the knight with your queen and give check. Black takes, white takes, and check. Bishop e6, bishop captures bishop, and checkmate. But let's go back to that position and suppose black goes for king to e6. Then we are going to develop our second knight and put pressure on the opponent's knight with our 3 pieces. Black must go for knight to b4, giving support to his brother and trying to fork. Bring your bishop back so that you can avoid this fork. Pawn to c6, basically giving more support to this knight. Go for pawn to a3. Knight goes back. Black's king is in the center. Then you can win this game very easily. Now let's go back to our second line. If black goes for bishop to c5, play pawn to c3. The idea behind this move is in the next turn, we will go for pawn to d4, and when black captures it, we will capture it back and control the center, but our plan will fail successfully. If black goes for knight to f6, he is targeting our e4 pawn, so we will go for pawn to d3 instead of pawn to d4. We have many options here. We can go for queen to b3 making a battery against black's king, or bishop to c5. Anyway, now let's see a gambit. Every move remains the same, but we will go for pawn to d4 instead of pawn to d3. Black takes, white takes. I don't think black will go for bishop to d4, so bishop b4 check is your opponent's next move. Go for knight to c3. Black takes. Castle. Knight captures knight. Pawn captures knight. Bishop captures pawn. We are not going to save this rook, so go for bishop to a4. Bishop takes. Now it's time to dominate. Rook to e1, check. Knight e7. Rook captures knight and check. Here black has 2 options. If black goes for king to f8, then rook to f7, check. King g8 and checkmate. But if he plays queen to e7, then capture the queen. Black captures back. Queen e2, check. King d6. Queen e5, check again. King c6, queen c5, and checkmate. It's an important chess opening lesson you must learn, but let's suppose you are playing from black's side, and your opponent plays the fried liver attack. Then how will you dominate it? Click on this video where I explained it very well. My next video is fully dedicated to the Queen's Gambit, so you can subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and thank you so much if you are still here.